Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the story of two rulers who laid the groundwork for one of history's greatest empires, the Mughals. It's this wild tale of conquest, total collapse, and then an unbelievable comeback.
It's a question of ambition, of course, strategy, and just sheer will. But as we're about to find out, it often takes more than one kind of leader, more than one kind of strength to really see a vision through.
So what we have here is this incredible story of two totally different emperors. You've got the father, who conquered a new world against all the odds, and then you have the son, who had to reclaim it all after losing everything.
All right, so let's jump in. Our story really kicks off with our first guy, Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur. And listen to this. He's a descendant of both Timur and Genghis Khan. I mean, come on. With a family tree like that, you just know ambition is going to be in his DNA.
So Babur's early life? It was rough. I mean, he lost his own home kingdom and spent years just wandering. But here's the thing about him. He never gave up. Nope. Instead, he used that time to forge this incredibly loyal and powerful army. And by 1526, he's got his eyes on the big prize, India.
And this right here, this was the ultimate showdown. Babur's small, gritty army against the massive, established forces of the Sultan of Delhi, Ibrahim Lodi. Seriously, if you just looked at it on paper, you'd think, no way, this is an impossible fight.
But Babur had this powerful idea, right? He believed that strategy beats sheer numbers every time. He knew that just because an army is bigger doesn't mean it's better. And he had a plan that was about to flip the script on Indian history.
Okay, so what was his secret weapon? It was this genius tactic. He used these mobile cannons, something he picked up from the Ottomans, right in the center. But then he combined it with this devastating flanking maneuver called the tulugma, basically allowing his smaller force to completely surround and just shatter the larger army. Absolutely brilliant.
And you know what? It worked. Boy, did it work. Panipat was just the start. He followed it up with two more massive wins at the Battle of Kanwa and the Battle of Gagra. Just like that, his new empire was locked in.
But here's the thing about Babur. He wasn't just some military genius. Not even close. This guy was a writer, a poet. He wrote his own incredible memoir, The Babur Mama, and he was passionate about gardens, architecture, and, this is key, how to actually run a government well.
So, you see? The big takeaway here is that his ambition went way beyond just conquering land. He wanted to build something that would last, something that was fair and just. That was the real dream behind all the battles.
Okay, so Babur passes away in 1530, and he leaves this amazing, brand new empire to his son, Humayun. You'd think that's a pretty sweet deal, right? Well, as we're about to see, the story is far from over. In fact, the really hard part was just beginning.
Because, let's be real, inheriting an empire is not the same as winning one, and Humayun's reign was under threat from day one. He had this formidable enemy, an Afghan leader named Sher Shah Suri, who was just as strong at strategic as they come.
And even though Humayun was a brave guy himself, he just got totally outplayed. He was handed these crushing defeats at the battles of Chausa and Kanayuj. And just like that, everything his father had fought so hard to build, it started to crumble.
By the year 1540, it was all over. The dream was dead. The Mughal Empire, this thing built with so much brilliance and ambition, had completely collapsed. Humayun had to run for his life, forced to flee India. He was now a king with no kingdom, an emperor in exile.
But hold on, because this is where the story takes a turn. This wasn't the end. For the next 15 long years, Humayun is in exile, mostly in Persia. And this period, it's a test of a totally different kind of strength. It's not about conquering anymore. It's about enduring. It's about waiting. It's about patiently setting the stage for what seemed like an impossible comeback. And can you believe it? After 15 years, he did it. With that incredible patience and some really important support from his Persian allies, Humayun marched back into India. He defeated the successors of Sher Shah Suri, and against all odds, he retook his throne in Delhi. And listen to this because it's so important. His goal wasn't just about getting power back. It's like he was channeling his father's original vision. He was committed to restoring the empire's purpose, one of justice and peace.
It's so tragic, though. He finally gets everything back, but he doesn't get to rule the empire he restored for very long. In a crazy twist of fate, he dies in an accident in his own library just a year after his triumph. But, and this is the key, his incredible comeback was enough. He had secured the empire's future.
So, when you step back and look at this whole epic saga, what's the big takeaway? What can we learn from these two totally different rulers? And what did it really take to forge this empire?
Well, at the end of the day, their legacy is a shared one. You can't have one without the other. Babur was the brilliant founder, the brave visionary who built it all. But Humayun's patient determination, his absolute refusal to give up, proved just as critical for the empire's survival.
So yeah, the bottom line is you needed both of them. It's like one guy built the house with incredible courage and strategy, but then the second guy came along and through sheer patience and perseverance saved it from collapsing. And together they paved the way for the glorious reign of their successor, Akbar the Great.
And that really leaves us with a big question to think about, doesn't it? What's tougher? Is it building something brand new from nothing, or is it reclaiming something that has been completely and utterly lost? Which one of those requires the greater strength?